Hello, and thank you for joining me for another episode of LaToya Hart TV. Tonight is we're gonna talk about you're not if you're not excited or enthusiastic about spending time with yourself, no one else will be excited or enthusiastic about spending time with you either. Um, a lot of times I talk to people that are excited about getting in a new relationship, excited about being with someone, learning and growing with someone, but they feel empty, they feel broken, they feel lonely when they don't have the company of or companionship of another person, and they withdraw from life. But withdrawing is not the cure for loneliness. Withdrawing will not allow you to heal, or will not allow you to attract the person that you desire to be in a relationship with. If you want someone to be interested in you, you have to be interesting. And the way that you become interesting, and the way you will allow for someone to engage in a productive conversation with you, is to go out and to begin to live your life, begin to pursue a career path, go out, pursue degrees, volunteer, get involved in the community, start a business, do whatever it is that your heart desires. And those things will make you become more interesting and ultimately attract a person that will be interested in not just you, but interested in learning more about you and the things that really drive you. And this isn't just exclusive or inclusive to females, although oftentimes it's more prevalent in females, where the desire to be with someone, you notice that there is a stronger desire to be with some in females than you do in males. And this is because a lot of, like, most females are nurturers. Most females enjoy being able to connect with and build relationships with others. They start to do this at very young ages, and since they do this at very young ages, it's innate. It's something that they know to do. It's something that they desire to do because that makes them feel whole, I guess, you could say. But if you want someone to be ultimately, if you want someone to be interested in you, you have to be interesting person. Um, I myself, I would have to say, there was a period of time in my very own life that I desired to have relationships as well, and I connected with and got involved with people that were just there for me, physically there, but I essentially still felt alone. I still didn't feel that I had, like, that void was filled. But I felt like being with that person would fill that void, but ultimately it didn't, because loneliness doesn't come from the absence of a person. Loneliness comes from the absence of oneself. So being and not being present and not being there for yourself. And what I learned was I had emotionally abandoned myself. And it's very easy for you to emotionally abandon yourself. And the reason that it happens is because it's easier for you to deflect and say, um, when you're in a relationship, if things aren't going right, if you aren't happy, if there isn't joy, it's easy to deflect and say that all of those things are another person's fault. But when you are by yourself and you're single, you can say you need another person because you're lonely, or they make you someone you need someone to make you happy, so on and so forth. But if you're single and unhappy, or you're single and discontent with yourself, all of those things you become aware of all of those things when you're alone. And no one wants to address their own personal issues or areas of improvement. No one wants those things to be brought to the forefront of their mind for them to deal with, or or to be confronted with. It's so much easier to say the things that aren't going right in my life, or the things that aren't going right um, are a result of someone else, right? It's easy to point the finger at someone else, but it's hard to own your own mess. And the reality is, we all have areas that we could work on. We all have areas that we can improve on. And when you're single, that is the best time to work on building yourself up and become the best version of you. And in doing that, you will ultimately attract the right person for you, because you will grow to and grow to become the person that God called you to be, and then you will become with the right person that's in alignment with you, the right person that is progressive and has similar interests in you, not when you haven't grown to your full potential or going in the direction of reaching your full potential, but you'll meet someone once you start working towards meeting your full potential. Let me clarify that, because I don't think I was clear on that one. So what will happen is, if you meet someone when you haven't reached your full potential, once you begin to work towards reaching your full potential, you will no longer have an interest in that person, because you met that person before you had the opportunity to grow. So what will happen is, if you continue a relationship with this person, you will ultimately outgrow this person, because you're going to start moving towards reaching your full potential. But if you work towards reaching your full potential first, and then as you're on the path of reaching that potential and you meet someone on the way, then that person will continue to grow with you instead of you outgrowing them, because you two will probably be on a path of moving forward, not only growing together, but growing as individuals. And that is key when you are in a relationship, for the relationship to last long term. And this is why it's critical for you to really spend time and get to know you before you connect with and align with another partner. Because if you don't know who you are, and if you aren't excited about you, then they won't be excited about you, because you don't even know the value that you bring to the table. So I'll say again, if you are not interested, he will not be interested. If you are not interested, he will not be interested. You have to get to know and love you first before you connect with anyone else. If you don't like you, no one else will like you either. Thank you for joining today. If you have any questions, please post them in the comments below. I will be more than happy to get back with you. If this message has resonated with you, please feel free to, well, please do like and share. I would greatly appreciate that. And yeah, thank you for joining me for another episode of Latoya Hart TV. I will see you all back again next Tuesday.